The train cars were literally just these giant metal behemoths right in front of me. And it was just like trying to get my head around, did I just fall into that hole? My name is David Kossab. I've lived in DC for 10 years and rode the metro just as long. Most of the time, people get out of my way because no one wants to trip the blind guy. Part of my normal routine of going to work and back, I would go up to Grosvenor Metro Stop, standard above ground station. Each metro stop has its own kind of design. I try to just see if I can hear where people are walking, the sounds of their footsteps going up or down. And of course, I have my cane with me too, so I'm using that tapping on things. I know I'm going to bounce off people. It's just a given. I always do my best to try to hear folks who just go through the fare gates because that's the direction I will walk towards. You could hear the echoes of the escalators, and they each have their own kind of sound. Different ones make different noises. It's kind of strange. At the bottom of escalators, there's a metal grate. And so I know I've reached the point where I need to grab onto the escalator when my cane hits one of those metal things because it makes a distinctive clanking sound. On Metro, I can be relatively anonymous outside of being the blind guy on the train. The times that are extremely frustrating, and to me, I'll never understand, is when people legitly just grab your arm or your cane and try to escort you and bring you somewhere. And I'm like, don't take my cane because that's the way I see. I'm like, what are you doing? It's a weird thing that visually impaired or blind people experience, just people grabbing them and moving them. I'd say it's once a week occurrence. Probably even more than that, actually, when you think about it. Always when I'm waiting on the train, I never get close to the edge and the little bumpy things are on the ground. This particular incident was an afternoon before rush hour in Grosvenor Metro. It's pretty quiet out there. There's a horn sound usually that the train makes, like, honk, 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 and then the loud rush and the roar. Once it arrives, I listen for the door openings and the chimes. The new trains, the voices on the train cars are different. I was extremely happy with that because it's for someone who can't see which station I'm approaching. I rely on the audible instructions. And I heard the sounders and I walked towards that, and I had my cane out, and I took a step and literally just fell like right between where the two train cars were. I fell flat on my feet, and then I just realized there was a giant train car here and a giant train car here, and it was crazy loud. I was like, oh crap. What the hell can I do to get myself out of this? That's when I tried to jump up out of the hole. I couldn't get myself up. I started frantically trying to just reach out and grab onto anything that I could, as well as I was also screaming at the top of my lungs. I didn't know what to do because, again, there's no one around me, at least no one who came to help. And I just kind of put my hands up onto the platform as if I was getting out of a pool. And just jumped up. It took me 3 tries because my shoulder bag kept getting stuck underneath along the wall. But eventually I was able to get my butt over the edge of the platform, and then I rolled back and literally kicked against the train to push myself away from it. And then I stood up, and literally right when I stood up is the sound, the train started to move. I kind of just did this freak out dance of oh my gosh, what just happened? And then I realized my cane is down on the ground, and I just was like, I need help. And eventually 2 station managers came running over, and they were like, sir, are you okay? And I was like, I'm blind. My cane is down there. I fell in the hole, nearly died. And he was like, can you tell me anything about the trains? And I was like, I have no idea what train it was. But I'm used to having the barriers, the ropes, or something that's a block between you and falling in the platform. I really liked the new trains. I mean, I still like the new trains, minus this one defect. But to this day, I still get kind of shocked by the fact that they went backwards on a safety concept, just as simple as putting ropes in between the two train cars.